Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Tekkit server. Now this time we're going to be talking about the nuclear reactor. So, I've done something a little different with my nuclear reactor. Instead of having a normal containment system, I have built a nuclear reactor force field containment system. Now in Tekkit there is a mod which adds force field, which I've done already a review on. But it also adds, which I didn't talk about in the review, a nuclear reactor protection force field, which we'll see in a minute. Now, first I'll just explain the items that are here. So we have the core, so the force field core, which is crafted with electrolyzed water, an electrolyzer, 2 electronic circuits, a frequency transmitter, and some advanced alloy. The electrolyzer... oh dear, I'm being attacked by something. Sorry about that. The electrolyzed water takes a long time to make, which is quite annoying, but you don't need that much of it. And the second part, which is this at the bottom here, which is an EU injector, which is made with refined iron, a bat box, 2 electrolyzed water, and 2 copper cables. So they're not that expensive, but well, they do take some time to make. Now, of course, to this I've hooked up a MFE, which powers the force field. Now, of course, you can't cover this up completely because the solar panel would be under a block and then would not be producing electricity. So you have to leave that uncovered unless you can probably cut a strip off a grass block, which you can get with the UU matter, which we'll just go and do it now. Take 2 of these. Is it 2? I think it's 3. Anyway, so you can make grass with the UU matter, or use a silk touch pick. Yes, 2. So I don't know if you can cut grass. I just thought of this. Can use a diamond handsaw. No, well, there you. That's unfortunate, but you can cut dirt. What? Where did all these zombies come from? And then a minute ago. Maybe it's not lit up in here. So this is my reactor chamber. Probably have to put some torches back here then. And fix that. Anyway, so this is protected by a force field, which you can see the block there. Now I changed the skin of it in the texture pack. That's why it looks a little strange, or else it looks or like it normally does. Now this here is a computer which is crafted with stone, a piece of redstone, and a glass panel. And this lets you turn the force field off if you need to, but you can access it through this small hole which I've made with the red red power, so I diamond handsaw and cut up some slabs up, and the MFS useful. I haven't actually got a use for this yet, but anyway, so I'll just turn it off. Now the password is just Tekkit, and so it sends a redstone count to this, and it turns it off. Now this here, just stand to the side a wee bit because I don't want to get trapped in the force field. This is the menu that you can have, and it's actually got water cooling integrated into it. So each time you turn it off, as we can do here, I'm sorry, the water disappears and then uses up a certain amount of EU and then will reappear. I've only got it set to 10 seconds, then it reappears, but you can set it for long if you want. And I thought this was a quite cool little thing you can make. The program is relatively simple after you understand it. I have to use an inverter because this has to be switched on all the time. Of course, if you wanted to get into the nuclear reactor, you could break all of this. So you'd probably have to have this in a force field, and then have to have a much more complicated system and password to be able to protect it efficiently. But if we just look at the program here, and we go edit, Tekkit, so you can see all it does is print password accept, redstone set output to the back, which means in which direction it prints it, and then sleep for 10 seconds. That means it keeps it on for 10 seconds and then reboots the system so you don't see the password. No, sorry, you have to go control, right arrow, enter to exit the menu, and it comes with this, so you have to write startup, and then of course this comes back up so you can sorry, activate the force field. So the force field is the nuclear reactor itself is now completely encased and water cooled, so it should not overheat. And as you can see, it's a Mark 1 by the layout. It uses 8 uranium cells, which as you can see, these are partially used already because they fill the MFSU. Now, you could also set up a current to use a retriever to when this is full. So you can see at the bottom here, emit if full. You could use that to extract the uranium cells out of the reactor, so it stops charging it. So I might do that in the future. Anyway, so I'll just show you how these are made. So you need a nuclear reactor, which is the most expensive, which uses advanced alloy, which is as you've probably, I think I've shown in another video, which is mixed metal ingots, which is reinforced iron, brass and tin. It also uses advanced circuits, which are circuits with lapis, redstone and 2 glowstone. And it also uses the reactor chamber, which is 6 of them need to go around the nuclear reactor as well, to have more space to make the most efficient and most productive reactors. So this is the things that will take the longest for you to make, because you need integrated reactor padding. I think that's what it's called. Yes, plating, sorry. And so the advanced alloys, so you need a lot of these, and then you surround them with copper. And the integrated heat dispersers, which are very long to make because they each need an advanced circuit and each need an integrated reactor plating. So it is an expensive machine to make, but it does generate EU very fast. Now I just need to go and get some torches before I forget, because or else we'll have some more. Zombies spawning in there and trying to attack me, and here, because I just dug all this up. But yes, well, a nuclear reactor is a very interesting way of powering your machinery, but also quite dangerous one, because if you leave it on, it can explode if not cooled properly, especially if you've got one that's of a high grade. So a Mark 3 or Mark 4 will generate a lot of electricity, of EU, sorry, but it will be rather dangerous and have to be let to cool down for a rather long time. There's a lot of pumpkins already. I'll just take some of these. Yes, so it'll have to be left to cool down for an extended period of time before you can actually use it again. So also they're quite expensive to run, because you need quite a lot of uranium, because the uranium cells, as you can see, I charged up my MFSU all the way, and all these cells are halfway discharged. So yes, I started off with, I used 32, so I've got quite a lot left, but it does get used up quite quickly, especially if you have a Mark 2 or Mark 3 reactor, or you also can have special breeder reactors which let you recharge your uranium cells. I'll just show you that in 30 seconds. I will sort this. Yes, because you can have when you use uranium in a reactor, it gives you this, which is nearly depleted uranium cells. We can apparently actually craft them. and in the reactor it'll occasionally give you these. And what you can do with a special breeder reactor, which I can't remember exactly how you need to build it, but it re-enriches the cells so you can use them again in your reactor, which I might have to do a video on, because at the current consumption I only have another 2 or 3 MFSU full of EU for the reactor. So yes, so I'll have to plan, hopefully we'll have this set up with some kind of machinery, maybe another mass fabricator, another way to generate UU matter, or something else, I don't know. You also see these in here. Over time, the integrated heat dispensers and the coolant cells will get degraded. I'll just show you quickly with a uranium cell. If I put it here, see they have damage value, and if you don't cool it down, they will get destroyed over a period of time. But if you do let it cool, they will never get destroyed. So in this type of reactor, they won't, because the amount of heat they have to disperse from the uranium cells isn't high enough to be able to destroy them for the lifetime of the uranium cells, so they will repair themselves. So as you can see here, the force field is indestructible like all the others, and should prevent a rather sizable blast. Now I'm going to switch over to my other world to show you actually the blast that it can withstand and what damage it actually does when it explodes. Okay, so we're back. So I'll just fill this nuclear reactor with uranium. Hopefully it won't explode before I've finished. I'll get some half blocks quickly. Turn it off. Turn it back on again. Oh dear. I'm being irradiated. So as you can see, oh there we go. Oh dear. Well, it did make a rather sizable hole. Where on earth am I? Oh dear. So yes, as you can see, the hole was rather large. It's not supposed to be there. Anyway, so actually that wasn't very successful, was it? Not at all. It must have been because I had the small hole for the half blocks. Can we? Okay, we'll try that again. We'll get on this. Containment. Containment. Have to get the card first. And we'll put it in this one. Now, nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor. Maybe I have to dig around it so the force field does encompass a large area. I'll just quickly do this. Because I can use some red matter. No. Can I use a? I don't know. I don't think it can dig up. I'm just going to put them back now, won't I? Yes, so quickly. I'll have to try and speed this up for you so it's not too long. Is this still functional? Apparently. Survived a nuclear reactor blast. Put that on there. Lever. Well, it might have been because the whole bottom part of it was yes, it must have been that. The underneath of the nuclear reactor hadn't been dug out. So when it exploded, oh dear, it actually there we go. I'll fill this with uranium cells again. Turn this on. Hasn't had an effect yet. We'll get some more uranium cells. Of course, you should never do this. Very bad idea. It's in your survival world, but there we go. Is it creating lava yet? Oh, there we go. So you can see the area of destruction is very limited, and you get almost everything back from the explosion apart from the reactor itself. You get all uranium, or almost. So as you can see, because I hadn't dug out the underneath, it blew out this rather interesting looking hole. But well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and that's going to be all for today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.